like Clark, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Reaming my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm metrosexual.
What is going on, everyone? It's Wraith here, back with another video. Now, before this video started, I wanted to let you guys know that there's a couple things that I need help with. One of them is I need all of you guys, every single one of you who's watching this video, to drop 1, 2, or 3 ideas that you want to see me make a video of, because I feel like a couple of my videos are getting a little bit repetitive, and that's the one thing I don't want, is to say the same thing over and over. So drop down in the comments below what you want to see specifically for my channel, whether it's more gameplay, whether it's specific tips and tricks, whether it's how to boost FPS or boost your ping, whatever the case is, let me know down in the comments below, and I will try my best to make the video if it's a good idea. If it's something super specific that I could just answer with a comment, I'm probably not going to make a video on it. But if you guys have any ideas, please let me know down below, and I will take a look at them. Also, I am streaming probably 10-15 minutes after this video goes live, so come please support me, check me out. You can look up WraithAM on Twitch, or you can also look in the description and there will be a link towards my Twitch channel. Please come support me. I just got affiliated, which means I can now take donations, do subs, have custom emotes for you guys, and it's just a fun time overall. We play Storm Wars, whatever the case is, and I play with you guys all the time and interact with you guys and answer questions. So basically that's it, but let's get right into today's video, and that's basically how to stop dying more. So we're going to go over to the facts and figure out why you're dying and how to prevent dying as much, because obviously if you're dying, you can't win the game, you can't make the World Cup, and you can't win money in Fortnite if you're dying. So basically today's video, I'm going to be going over some tips to help prevent you from dying. And yeah, basically let's get right into it. Make sure you smash the like button, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and you guys already know, use creator code WraithFN in the item shop. Let's get into it. So the first reason that you're probably dying, whether it's early game, whether it's mid game, or whether it's end game, and trust me, I do this so much that it's honestly bad, and I've been trying to fix it slowly and steady, or no, I don't, whatever the term is. I've been trying to fix it, and it happens most during early game when you don't have the sufficient amount of equipment. So basically what I'm talking about is you taking bad fights that you shouldn't be taking. So there's a couple things that kind of gear towards a bad fight, and the first one is having no shield or not having good enough weaponry or mats. So basically early game, and again, I do this all the time, and it's a really bad habit because I just want to get kills, but sometimes you're not going to get kills and you're just going to die if you do stupid pushes. So I'll loot a building, I'll get a common pistol and a common AR, no shields, and around 100 mats. And then what do I do? Do I go move on to the next house that isn't unlooted? No, I go push someone because I heard they were fighting. Bad idea. That ends up, even if they hit someone for 50 health, and let's say they have 50 shields, so they're still at 100 health, they're the same as you, but they might have a shotgun, they might have more mats than you. Whatever the case is, probably the best idea not to push them because you're going to be in the disadvantage. They might even have 100 health with 100 shield. You don't know. So the big thing you want to do is go to another house, loot it until you find a shotgun, loot it until you find more shield, loot it so you can get more mats, etc, etc. Now obviously this is different if you do hot drop and every single house is taken, then you're kind of forced to take a fight. But trust me, if you have the time, take the time, go to the next house, find more shield, find more mats. Again, we're going to go back to my golden rule that I don't even stand by, which I need to start standing by because it is a really good rule. You shouldn't take a fight until you have a shotgun, 50 shield, and at least 200 to 300 mats minimum. That's when most people will be able to take a fight comfortably. They're not going to be at a huge disadvantage. Even if the other person has 200 health with a shotgun, you're not going to be at that much of a disadvantage. But if you go with 125 health, an SMG, and an AR against someone with a combat and 100 shield, 100 health, 95% of the time you're going to die, right? So it's very important to know when you can push someone early game, and again, mid game. If you loot Pleasant and it was hot drop and you don't find a shotgun and you only have 63 health because you got in a fight, or even if you have a shotgun you only have 63 health, probably not the best idea to push someone mid game. You probably want to take your time, look for places that haven't been hit, and then try and find shield or try and find a campfire or medkit or whatever the case is, right? make sure you push people when you can afford to push people. Now this next tip, and I talk about this in a ton of videos, is figure out what you're dying from the most and try your best to fix it. So after watching a lot of my videos, like gameplay of myself, and actually just paying attention to when I die, I found the two biggest factors to me dying was, one, every single time in a shotgun fight or an SMG fight, instead of spraying, crouching, spraying, crouching, spraying, crouching, and strafing side to side, I would jump up and around, I would jump around, look like I was trying to jump to the sky and try and aim, which just put me at a big disadvantage during the fight. As well as the second thing was, every single time I'd turn a corner, or when I knew someone was around me, sometimes I'd have my crosshair up in the air, I'd have it down looking at the ground, or I just wouldn't be ready for someone to be around the corner, especially if I was going into the bathroom or bedroom or something inside of a house. I didn't even have my crosshair ready, which ended up me having to try a new flick shot, which granted some of them I would hit, but some of them I would miss completely, and they would already be focused on my head or focused on my body, and they'd deal some heavy damage and most likely kill me. So those are two things I figured out personally that I need to work on every single time in the game, whether it's early game, mid game, end game. I need to remember to strafe side to side while I shoot instead of jumping around like a maniac every single time. It's super important. Figure out what you're doing wrong, and you can do that again by, one, watching your old gameplay, save your gameplay, watch them, figure out what you did wrong, figure out what led up to your death. Number two, every single time you die, remember what how you died, and try not to replicate the same mistake. Now, obviously, I know it's hard to break muscle memory. Like my muscle memory is jumping around in a fight, but trust me, you need to break it. You need to keep doing it until you fix it, because it's so important to break those bad habits. Now, this next tip is a pretty easy one, and it's pretty obvious, but become a better player. The better of a player you are, and the more things you can do, the quicker you can edit, better the aim, better the building, etc., etc., the less you're gonna die. Like, it's pretty obvious. Obviously, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty obvious. I probably could have not added this one to the list, but I think it is a very important one. And the better the player you are, the less times you're gonna die in fights. Like, sure, you're still gonna die to that random snipe or RNG, or even sometimes you're gonna die when you have a 200 health, a shotgun, etc. Nobody's perfect. Mongrel, Tfue, they still die when they have max shield, max best guns, etc., etc. But if you're a better player, you have a better chance at winning every single fight, dying less, and giving yourself the best ability to give yourself more loot, give yourself more shields by killing other people. So yes, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory, but I just wanted to add it in because if you just think you're not going to play creative, or not going to improve your aim, or not improve your building or whatever, and you're going to start dying less, probably not going to happen. Like, you can cancel out a couple small things, like for example the deaths where I said I was jumping around. You can cancel out stuff like that, but if you improve as a player, improve your mechanics, you're going to die less. It's just obvious. So I recommend that's probably the best way to stop dying, is improve your mechanics. So start grinding creative, start grinding aim trainers, and that will help a ton. Now, this is kind of another dumb way that people die, and it's not protecting yourself to the max you could. So for example, if you're opening a chest, if you're taking a campfire, if you're just running around in a field, if you're running around, you should always be doing a 360 view to make sure no one's coming behind you so they can't take 80 damage off you or snipe you in the back. Or if you're popping a chest or you're popping a shield, build around you. Trust me, I guarantee you, all of you guys, including myself, has died probably 500 times just because we refuse to build, or we're like, no one will shoot me, and we either get sniped or we get hit for like double headshots or even 70 damage to the body. Whatever the case is, build. Take the time, waste your mats unless you literally have 30 mats left. Build around you while you're doing whatever the case is. Healing, campfiring, chest, opening a supply drop, anything, right? Trust me, there's so many times where I guarantee you and me have died, and if you can just build around you, you can save yourself so many unnecessary deaths where you could be winning the game, you could be getting more points in arena, whatever the case is. Trust me, take the time, build around you, protect yourself, and you'd be surprised how many times you're not going to die from a sniper or someone billing you in the head, right? Super important. But that's basically it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you slap that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and again, comment what you want to see for a future video. Please, I really hope a lot of you guys do, because I'm very curious to see what you guys want to see. And yeah, that's basically it for today's video. Use creator code WraithFN in the item shop, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace!